Hello, YouTube viewers, and welcome to my page, the domestic violence page. Thank you for stopping by. I know you pretty busy. There's a lot going on throughout the day, but I thank you and welcome to our page. And so basically, what this page is a page to help get recognition for domestic violence and to get awareness about it, because too many people are out here losing their life at the hands of their significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and it's time that we put a stop to it. I do these pages and these videos not for fame and fortune, because I'm not rich by any means. I do it because, I'm a mother, a wife. I grew up in a violent home situation. My father, for 19 years, he was abusive to my mother and other women too. And he thought it was okay, which is pretty much normal in the African American community. There's a lot of issues that we don't talk about, like mental health issues and physical violence against our women, which are two things that's very dear and near to my heart, because I think it's sad when a man has to resort to violence to try to control and keep his spouse in the house. God did not make us to be punching bags for our mates. He made us to be a rib, to be a support system, and to love. And a lot of men, they have really gotten off to the path of the Bible. They take the Bible and they turn it away to whichever way they want to feel. Like I said, when I started my group, I was very passionate about this, but then reality hit. I have been getting threats. I have had bogus phone calls where people tell me they're being abused, and like, this is not something that's funny. There's no humor in it. I'm not advertising the comedian show or nothing like that. This is something that's real. We're losing our daughters to this violence because they're ashamed to tell us, or we don't pay attention, we don't know what's going on, and these actions are happening to our mothers and our kids. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So today I was watching a couple movies, domestic violence movies, and I noticed that in each of the movies, the women, they typically pick a man that's, nice looking, he drop dead gorgeous, easy on the eyes, everybody want him. But like I used to, there's a saying, everything that glitters is not gold, and what that means is that just because a person look one way doesn't mean they always are how they perceive themselves. A pretty face and a big butt don't make a woman. A pretty face and a big penis don't make a man. It take a man, a real man, loves his woman and will not put his hands on you to hurt you. With that saying, we're gonna get into when I start my things. There's a Bible verse that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I think is very good for this particular page, because it gears towards a spirit of not being afraid, because when you're in a domestic violence situation, we are afraid. a lot of people say, oh, it's easy to leave somebody that's physical abusive. No, it's not. It's very dangerous when a woman tries to get away from any abuse. So, we need to not be judgmental. We need to, if we're going to support people, that's what you are, support. Phone call, if you need to go over and um, open up your house, that's what support is. We don't try to judge in this field, because like I say, at the end of the day, until you walk a mile in somebody's shoes that have been physically violated or beat up, you don't know what they're going through. Sometimes we as women, we stay with people that's not right for us because of financial needs, the children, a roof over our head. Yeah, everybody can be like, oh, you could just leave out the house. Well, if you've been a woman that's always been in the house cleaning and taking care of the house and the children, and you have no marketable skills, you can't just go out here and not get a job and take care of your kids. So that's why some women stay, because of the financial burdens. And then, they've been with this person since they was in high school. They believe they can change the person, or, they feel like they're not attractive. They feel like they don't deserve better. But I'm here to tell you, everybody deserves somebody that loves them, and that's not gonna hurt you. Love do not hurt, ladies. When I make these videos and these tutorials, my main message is that love do not hurt. Nobody that really loves you will ever black your eye, bust your lip, any of that. Love does not hurt. With that said, okay, so it says, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And I love this Bible verse because God said we have nothing to fear. He doesn't give us the spirit of fear. And sometimes we as people, we hold on to the things that's not of God. And when I say that, I know a lot of people is going to take it the wrong way, but sometimes we hold on to the things that's not of God. You can't help who you fall in love with, but you can help who you stay with. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to be by yourself. Most of us women, we don't know how to love ourselves. So with that being said, how can you love somebody else, physically love somebody else, if you don't love yourself? It starts here first, ladies. If you don't love yourself and you don't demand respect, a man is not gonna respect. And I'm talking to all the women out here. These women that's on Facebook, they okay being with other people's husbands, boyfriends, this and that, all this confusion. God is not a God of confusion. He does not like confusion. There's women out here that's, letting predators into their house, men that they barely know, men that they barely know, that, just doing all kind of stuff. And I say, it's never, I'm not saying there's any excuse for any man to put his hand on a woman. I'm just saying, I'm just somebody looking on the outside. So, I don't know what's going on inside the house. I just see what see from what I see in my community, friends, family, whatever. I'm not just singling out one person. It's just everybody. I said I sit back and people watch a lot of stuff. I was like, I see um most of abuse, it starts when a woman is like 16, basically in high school, or um sometime elementary, but the oldest I have seen is 14 and 16. That's when a young girl is realizing um, what boys she like, and they're coming of age where they're um, not really experimenting with sex and things like that. But at that age, you realize a lot of young girls are being hit, their boyfriends smack them, push them around, and they think it's cute. Or if he calls you X amount of times. Ladies, let me tell you this: a real man that's dealing with his woman, his career, and whatever, he does not have time to text somebody 100,000 a time. I'm a mother. I work CNA 16-hour shifts. Besides being a mother, I'm a wife. Helping out in my community, other stuff I do with my church. I do not have time to barely send a 2-minute text to somebody to say, hey, I'll call you back. So how does somebody sit there and text you over 500 times and call you 500 times? This is a man that's obsessed, and he needs to know where you are every minute of the day. That right there should be like signs that this man is controlling and wanting to know where somebody is every minute of the day. Is crazy. You can't do it. And it's like, no matter how much resources, shelters, support systems you got, at the end of the day, it has to start with the woman. She has to be the one who's ready to say, I'm done. I had enough. I know my worth as a woman, and I deserve more. Until she gets to that point, she is still going to be under the abuser's thumb. Now, with that said, there are seven national signs that you're dealing with somebody that's abusive. Number 1 sign. And excuse me for sometime I have a little problem with my words, but I'm asking God to work with me on that. So everybody just pray for me, and, just keep me lifted up in prayer, and, to pray for anybody that's watching this video, that we get the message out that love doesn't hurt. Okay, so the first one is humiliation. So what this basically is, okay, let's say you out with your boyfriend, significant other, and he just started taking jabs at you. What we mean by that is talking about, oh, your weight, oh, you too fat, you too this, you just ain't good enough. He's taking jabs, whether it be in public around a lot of people, social media, or if he's on the phone sending you fat emojis or ugly little things. That's humiliation, because you're taking somebody's self-esteem away by them piece by piece. You're not physically hitting them, but you're tearing down the fabric that is the fabric that makes up this wonderful person. Our second one is verbal insults. We all know what the verbal insides. All you fat, dumb, stupid, retorted, all any of these things that once again goes back to the first thing. You're tearing down somebody's self-esteem when you're making them feel like they're just so ugly and unworthy of somebody loving them. These are physical, verbal insults. Yeah, they're not, once again, like physical. You're not punching them in the face or hitting them, but you might as well, because you're tearing at their self-esteem, something that makes them feel like, oh, I'm worth it. My man tell me I look good today, but here this man over here telling me I'm fat, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. That just, to me, it's hitting below the belt. In my head, as a strong woman, beautiful black woman, I think in my head, like, okay, if he thinks I'm dumb, stupid, and all these other things, what does that make him for dating me? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. If a man is okay with calling you fat, dumb, stupid, ugly, this and that, what do he see when he looks in the mirror, because he's laying down with this fat, dumb, stupid woman every day? That is something that he needs to question too. Number 3, physical violence. We all know what physical violence is. Hair pulling, pushing, busted lips, black eyes, anything that's hands-on, where he's literally taking his fist and hitting you, causing you pain, is physical violence, which is not okay. It is against the law in Pennsylvania, anywhere, to hit somebody. It's against the law to hurt somebody for no reason. We already know that a man is stronger than a woman because the Bible tells us to, but that gives you no right to hit somebody just because you're not winning the argument, or she came in the house late, or you see her hugging an old friend from high school or whatever. That gives you no right to put your hands on somebody. No right at all. It's never okay to physically control somebody with smacking or hitting them. Okay, so our next one is controlling behaviors. And what we mean by controlling behaviors, okay. We all as women want to spend time with our men and, lay up on the couch and cuddle and kiss and whatever. It's all part of a healthy relationship. But ladies, if you're in a relationship and every time you turn around to go hang with your family, your girlfriend, or job function or anything, and your boyfriend says, oh, I just want you to stay here with me, I just want you not to go outside, and he's making excuses, that is not a man that loves you or a healthy relationship. That is somebody who is trying to control what you do and when you do it. And if you keep allowing him to do it, eventually it's going to spiral out into a big old mess. And when you try to get out, it's going to become physical violence is going to be definitely involved, because now he feel like you're trying to break the control that he already gained when you let him tell you what to do in the first place. So now he's going to get, if not already violent, he's going to become violent and more violent. He's going to maybe try to pour weapons on you now instead of using his hands, because maybe he figure your hands ain't good enough, and he might take to acting like he's disciplining a child where he proceeds to grab a belt and whoop you or something. First of all, that's a red flag right there. We are not kids. We are not kids. If I'm in a relationship with a man, I am a grown woman. You treat me like one. If you cannot handle having a grown up discussion, or we get in an argument and you can't deal with it, then tough. Don't be with that person. Words are just words, fellas, and ladies too. Words are just words. It never gives you the right if you say the light is red and I say it's blue, and then you just punch me in the mouth because I'm not agreeing with you. That is abusive right there. I don't have to agree with you. There's a saying to disagree to agree. Opposites attract. These are how we should. We don't have to agree to everything you say. We don't have to be on the same page about everything. That's the difference in the wonderful of being in a relationship, and opposites attract. But some of these men out here, there's a song out here that K Michelle made. It says you can't raise a man. And the lyrics of the song, when I listen to the lyrics of the song, it is very true about the lyrics in the song. You cannot re-raise a man when he's already been raised. If his mother couldn't do the job, then what in the hell makes you think you can raise him? It's just like you can't control abusive men. No matter how much you love him, no matter how much you stay in the house and do what he wants, you're never going to be able to change him from abusive to what you want him to be. Abuse is about controlling somebody. Once he felt like he has lost that control over you, that's when the situation becomes fatal. Then you have this honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase, we all know what the honeymoon phase is. He then beat you up, put you in the hospital, you got 2 stitches in your head, a black eye, a busted lip. He contacts you on the phone, he's crying, oh, I don't know my strength, I didn't know, I could do this to you, you provoked me. They always blame other people, but not theyself. It's so funny, you made your man just snap out and beat you up. They never take responsibility for anything in a relationship because they think they don't have to. I'm the man. I make the rules around here, especially if you're dealing with somebody who is the financial breadwinner. If you're dealing with somebody that's bringing the bread home and you're just a poor little Susie homemaker, he really doesn't give a damn about your opinion. Your opinion doesn't matter because he feels like, oh, I'm bringing the bacon home, I can do whatever I want. If you leave me, who's gonna take care of you? Who's gonna take care of you and 3 kids? Nobody wants a woman with 3 kids. Don't ever listen to that. My first husband told me that when we broke up. Oh, ain't nobody gonna want you. You got 2 little babies. Ain't nobody gonna want you. I said, you're right. Nobody would probably want me. But I definitely know I don't want nobody like you. So I said, I thank God for that. Because eventually I did find somebody. Well, I didn't find him. He found me. Came to me, accepted my kids, and I said 9 years later, here we are. I have somebody that loves me, and I said he might not always, watch a movie with me or whatever, but he's a provider. Never put his hands on me. I don't have to go to sleep at night worrying about if my man goes snap in the middle of the night and I'm going to wind up in the emergency room or ICU, or the kids get taken away from me because I keep waking up with black eyes and all this other stuff. Ladies, when a man is abusive, he will tell you anything. anything to get you back in the house and back in the situation that you safely got away from. That's why it's called the honeymoon phase. Once you get away, stay away. My other issue, I'm actually looking at index cards, but then while I'm not looking at my notes, I'm thinking of other issues. So it might sound like I'm rambling, but I'm actually going off some experience here and my note cards and everything, and hopefully giving you guys a lot of information. I know it's a lot to take in, but at the end of the day, my mission and everybody else that's working for me or with me is to let these women know that you don't have to live in fear. You don't have to cry no more, have black eyes, or be in fear for your life because you don't have nowhere to live. You don't have no family, or the family don't want to help you because you've been on this road many times before, whatever. That's not what the issue is here. The issue is being able to call somebody and talk to somebody. That some of us that do these domestic violence pay, some of us might have been victims of domestic violence, or some of us might just be here to be an advocate or a listening ear. Sometimes you just want somebody to listen and hear your pain. And then maybe in the midst of telling your story, you can help somebody else. Because if you don't tell your story, who's to say? Somebody might be watching this video, and if they self are not in a domestic violence, who's to say if your niece is going through this? Your cousin, brother, anybody. We don't know what our family members, our kids, brother, sister, like I said, when I first started these videos, I target women because I'm a woman, and I know mostly domestic violence is geared towards women because it's meant to control us. But now, as you know, it's 2019, you're seeing more men being abused and hurt. So I say, when you're watching these videos, okay, it might not be for you, but don't be negative. Don't judge it. I realize on social media we promote the stuff that's not important, like these damn loving hip hop and all these stupid social media things. But the real things that need to be addressed and need to be a support, we don't support these things. We're more worried about April and the Fizzes of the world instead of worrying about, damn, another girl then lost her life behind an abusive boyfriend, husband, cousin, whatever. It's like this world really focused on the things that's not important. And I'm here to let any woman know I'm a mother, I'm a wife. But I believe in my projects, my mission, and I believe that, if any woman need help, when I post these things on Facebook and social medias, I'm not just posting for my health. I'm posting so if I can reach 5 women a day and help somebody get away from somebody that's hurting them, then I did my part. I helped my community. It only takes 5 minutes to answer the phone and listen to somebody when they're crying out for help. It's funny how we all sit on social media. The incident with the girl with the 3 kids, she jumped off of a bridge. As a mother, that story broke my heart and made me cry. That this mother of 26 instead of being able to reach out for somebody and say, help me, can somebody take the kids for the weekend, can somebody give me a break, she parked her car on a bridge and took her life. This is what I'm saying. You got all these Facebook friends, but we need to start being friends outside of Facebook. Not just hanging around people when they at the club. If somebody is really going through something, that's the worst thing, to be going through something and you can't reach out and say, you know what, sis, help me. Because a lot of us women, we don't know how to empower each other. We don't know how to be there for each other because we're too busy worrying about superficial stuff. Oh, if I help her, does she want my man? Is she looking at my man? That's all superficial. If you're really gonna truly be there to help somebody, you need to be 100% all the time. Not 50%, not 30%, not 20%. If you're really gonna sit there and answer your phone, put your phone number on Facebook and say, call me when you need me, and somebody call and you don't answer the phone, that might have been a call that could have saved that person's life. This is real out here. It's too many of my sisters out here that we don't support each other because we're too busy worrying about superficial stuff. Black women, we are our own worst enemies out here because we're too worried about stuff that doesn't matter. I'm not worried about if you call me and ask me for help. I'm not worried about if you're going to look at my husband. You can look at my husband. He's a nice looking husband to look at. I'm proud when somebody look at my husband because that lets me know that, okay, you doing something good where another woman is looking at your man. But I'm not sitting here like, oh God, here go Tiffany or Michelle calling me because they want to get with my man. That sounds goofy. That's kindergarten stuff. If you're not going to be 100% there for your brother or your sister, then don't do it. Just stay mutual like you always been. But I think it's also funny, and I know some people are going to take this the wrong way. Christians. I hear all the time from Christians, I'll help my brother, my sister, anybody, this, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes down to it, that same Christian that's on Facebook or Whammo, Twitter, whatever radio station you on, looking for the world to give you your reward, be the same Christian that when somebody reach out to them, they, I don't got no money right now. I can't do this. I can't do that. How would you feel? This question is for everybody. How would you feel if you went to Jesus today and said, Lord, I need this, and he told you, nope, I can't do that. I'm too busy. I got a nail appointment, hair appointment. I just can't do it. How would you feel? These are questions that we have to ask ourselves. I mean, as women, we got to get better out here. As a community, we got to stop going to the club, getting turned up. Worry about where our kids are. We're sending our kids out here unprotected. It says, there's a Bible scripture that said, behold, I send you out as sheeps among the wolves. There's wolves out there ready to eat up our kids, kill our women. I say every time I get on Facebook, it's missing kids out here. Y'all don't understand. We're living in the last days and testimony in this damn world. People stealing our kids, killing them, having sex with them, all kind of goofy, crazy stuff. And people are okay with that because they turned up at some goddamn bar drinking and smoking weed and bringing these predators around our kids. Like I told my husband, you have to watch who you bring into your house because certain people carry certain spirits. And once you get them spirits into your house, it's hard as hell to get them out of your house. That's why I don't like a lot of people in my house because you don't know what you're dealing with. Everybody that say amen and praise the Lord and hallelujah ain't got the church in them. Just like Jesus knew the Bible, the devil knew the Bible too. Trust and believe me. And he comes in different forms. That boy is sharp. He could be the man next door to you, the woman across the street, your kids, anybody. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Amen. Let the church say amen. When I get on here and I talk, sometimes I get long-winded and I just say, but these are things that people are not talking about in our community. There's women out here every day that's being stabbed and murdered, and just because some of these men out here cannot handle when a woman says she don't want to be bothered. Then on the other hand, ladies, we as women, PFA. If you get a PFA against a man, a PFA is not a long-term situation. It's only temporarily. That means that you have to, follow up with the courts. Most PFAs run out in 24 hours. So in 24 hours, you have to get your butt up and go down to the court and keep stand on them. Keep calling the police. Keep calling the judge. Keep getting PFAs. But ladies, in the cop's defense and the judge's defense, if you get a PFA and invite the abuser back into your house, then what the hell was the whole point of getting a PFA? Sometimes us as women, we can be our own enemies. That's where that honeymoon phase come back in. You done went down and got the man to take care of your man. So it's a hit to his ego. He gets on the phone, calls you up, because now he know the situation's real. He gets on the phone and, oh, baby, I didn't mean to hit you. You asked for it, whatever, butter you up, give you some penis or whatever. Come on, let's keep it real. We all adults here. Sex your brains out. You don't go to court. Now that PFA is void. So if he beat you up, which he probably will the next day after you got all these Google eyes and stars in your head, the next day he gonna go back to Freddy Krueger on Nightmare on Elm Street. The honeymoon is over. Now you got to start the whole process again. It's like the story of the little girl that cried wolf. Or the little boy that cried wolf. It's been so long since I heard the story, but we all know the motive of the story. How many times is you going to cry wolf before somebody say, look, I've been here 3 times trying to help you. Every time I help you, you go back and bring the wolf back in. Then that's where we get to news report, so-and-so stabbed because now this man, you done had the honeymoon phase, you then left and went over your girlfriend's house, he done followed you there. You know what, women? Sometimes when we first get with people, I notice from my past relationships, and I notice from watching the friends and family members and watching movies, we as women tell people too much of our damn business. If you with a man and you don't really trust how he is going to be in the future long run, and you know he's abusive, you do never tell nobody where your mother live, where your sister live, your cousin, your brother, whatever. Because if he beat you up and you leave there, where you think he go first? To them people that you told him about. Your sister, mother, brother, cousin, shoulda, coulda, woulda, whoever. He's gonna go there because you told him what your support system was and where they was located at. We need to watch the people that we call our men and say we love. How can you love somebody if you only known them for 3 months? Hell, I didn't even know my social security number in 3 months, but you love somebody, so in love with somebody in 3 months? That's kind of scary. Most people don't know what happened last week, but you that much in love that you moving this man in. It's okay to do background checks on people. Yeah, I said it. Background check, criminal checks. Check these niggas out. You don't know what's going on with these new breed of men out here today. My husband is funny. We sitting here talking one day, and he asked me, did I ever run a background check on him? I said, you damn right I did. I got 4 kids, 2 girls and 2 boys. You used to think the predators only wanted the girls, but now they're sick. They're screwing your girls, your boys, your cats, your dog. Ain't nobody safe in these houses today. So yeah, you got to do a background check. First date list should be background check and HIV testing and STD testing. Mandatory. If he doesn't pass none of that, we don't go on the second date. Sound funny? Nothing funny about that. Because you don't know nobody's mental health nowadays. And you don't know most people HIV status. They don't walk around with a shirt that says, I'm HIV negative. It just doesn't happen in the real world. Too many of these women are hopping off of different PPs and all other kind of goofy stuff. It's just a hot ass mess out here. If you don't care about yourself at the end of the day, think about your kids. Your kids deserve to be in a house where both parents, if that's how you're going to parent in, are both in their right minds and they're not doing stuff. If you can't make it work with 2-parent, co-parent. We can be cordial to each other. How you doing? Keep it moving. But when I say this stuff, most people say, oh, she's crazy. She thinks she's better than nobody. No, I've been through stuff in my little period of life, and you learn from it. But you don't keep on making the same mistakes. That's what I think is sort of kind of wrong with my people. We make mistakes, but we don't learn from them. We keep on making them. How can you learn from a situation if you keep on going to it? If God blesses you to get out of a violent situation and you go back into that situation, when are you going to learn? There's no way that anybody can change somebody that's violent. It's just simple as that. You can't change them. You can never change them. I don't care how much you say you love them, how much you quit your job, stay in the house with them. Eventually, something in the back of their mind is going to trigger something, and they're going to snap. And it's sad to say that once they get to their snapping point, most of these women out here don't live to tell their stories. Like I said, when I make these videos, I can't stress enough that love doesn't hurt. And if you're with somebody and they're hurting you and they're telling you they love you, I advise you to please seek. If you don't have to call me, there's agency, shelters, hotline numbers. Call somebody. Not only for your health, but for your mental health. Get away from a toxic relationship. Not only for you, but for your kids. Remember, peace is love and love is God. Amen. Bless.